How much influence did you draw from Apples to Apples? Would you say it moderately or greatly influenced some of the core mechanics? You know, Apples to Apples is kind of in the background of every game we work on. Don't get Apples to Apples. Phil, I appreciate your question. Still haven't found anyone to play Apples to Apples with me, so.
Yeah.
Obviously it's a huge influence, not just in the way that we develop games, but in my personal life. I've found it to be very.
You flip a card every morning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
like
you know,
your word for the day.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So.
All right.
So stupid. Is there
minimum, maximum number of waves?
Yeah, there we go.
When selecting the waves of enemies coming. What other mechanics, if they're tied to any number of waves, or is it mostly about selecting waves for a game length and building up of difficulty? So I think I understand this from Boyd. We have a set amount of command points and source that are determined prior to the game starting. And we do like to have, for the PvP, a few options for game length, because with a 3 and 4 player game, like this can, especially at an 8 or 9 wave game, it's going to be a longer game. So we like that can be toyed with a little bit. I don't think we've fully finalized what the standard absolute one is. Is it going to be 7 or is it 8 waves? And then how do you officially modify that? But just know that there's some increments that you will be able to toy with that are more than just waves, but like potentially even a ramped up game where command points start a little higher. A couple people were saying that, you know, in our initial playthroughs that wave 1 seemed a little bit slow, and it's true. You have access with 3 command points to maybe 1 unit, or, you know, Air's case it's 3, but you're literally just trying to explore the map a little bit and get a feel for, you know, where you're coming out and how, like, where the path is ending up, so that, like, what are the confrontation points based on your movement, their movement. All of those things are things you're noting, and you're kind of just prodding a little bit, and you're trying to take in that information on wave 1, but it doesn't look like a lot has happened after wave 1. That might be something that most groups, after they've played a number of games, are like, we want all the action right now. So we're starting wave 1 with a 5 command point, you know, start limit. But there will be an official. Right now it is 3. It's not like it's just willy-nilly, you decide. There's a way to play the game, and there's a number of waves that will be set, but there's definitely the ability to modify that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it might even be fun. I mean, there's I don't know. There's a lot. We have lots of ideas.
Yep.
It might even be fun to just say, like, you get all your units for 1 wave.
Right.
And see
alternate playing style.
There's a lot of different.
There's a couple things we've been playing with there.
Any sneak peek info about survival mode? It's a mode where you need to survive as long as you can. Consider yourself sneak peeked. We'll be showing that more. We want to make sure that it scales appropriately and plays fast enough before we really show it off. We can't give you any sneak peek right now, but yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
And any consideration about creating a game, basically just an overall game AI for playing PvE. I mean, that's kind of what survival mode is, but I understand what you're saying, to just set up a random map and go ahead and go against another faction with the base rules of the game. Again, it's one of those things that, yes, we'd like to do it. Whether or not we get to it before, well, 2 things. Whether or not it works well is another thing, that it works well enough that we want to put it in the main box. But then number 2, whether or not we have time to get to it in time to release the game in June would be the other option. But yes, obviously that's something that we are certainly considering. So.
Yep.
Daniel asks, and this is because I haven't even really played many, but what MOBA games have you drawn inspiration from for Cloudspire?
Well, I mean,
I've played League of Legends one time, and it was at Josh's bachelor party, actually. So, which was the first time I ever met Adam, which is that's a funny intersection right there. But yeah,
yep, yeah. I mean, League of Legends for us was probably the one that had the most. I had the most fun playing, and so in that way, I think it maybe influenced me more heavily than just like Dota or some of the other smaller or less known games. Yep. I mean, there's a lot of them, and they come in different styles of play, and funny enough, even just like some of the weird World of Warcraft instances had a little bit of a feel of that to them. So there's a whole bunch of different things, but true MOBA was definitely League of Legends for me.
And what hero did you who'd you main?
So I am notorious for watching all of the professional players. I still do way too much right now and watch the finals and all the.
Yeah, if you go in Josh's office at a lunch break, he's usually watching either pro Hearthstone or pro League of Legends. I feel like.
I mean, when you say who you play, it really depends on who. Like when you queue up, what you're relegated to or what you determine in terms of a lane. So that often will define who I play. But I mean, it's anything from. I think I loved playing Morgana. I loved playing Heimer. I loved playing some of the ones that people hated just because, So of course I was playing. Of course I was playing Teemo to try to find a way to make it work.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's way more casual.
Yeah. Casually, I mean, I played Nunu a fair amount.
I haven't seen him in a long time.
I know I played Ashe. I know she's a starting character, but I fell in love with that arrow, and I was always watching the map, and I loved challenging myself to take those long
and
shots.
Singed.
Yes, and then
which he made an appearance in my world.
The romance.
The character that I played the most towards the end is Singed.
Yep.
So I recorded hundreds and hundreds of games on Singed, and I have this specific build that wasn't quite a recommended build, but I remember I just
spray and pray build,
and I was a very aggressive player, so I always went gung ho, and I just played. I think
the opposite team a lot.
I think for casual play, people weren't expecting me to play Singed the way I did, and that difference in playing that character is what kind of threw them off and allowed me to do better than your average gamer. But I only played casual.
Yeah.
So.
And no ranked games.
Yeah.
My favorite MOBA is probably Super Mario 64.
Yes.
Mario right there.
Yeah. So it looks like that kind of wraps the questions. We want to give folks any of the team that want to get in and just say hi.
Yeah, we
like to
and wave. Any of you guys feel like saying hi? No.
Come on, Shannon, Melanie, get on in here.
Shannon.
Let's go. You introduce everybody.
Yeah. Only because I'm on the end of the couch, so it's easiest for those guys to get out. So,
Hello.
So, Shannon, in case if you are not familiar with the Too Many Bones community, Shannon has been our savior. I've said this before. When Too Many Bones released, Chip Theory Games was 2 part-time people, Josh and Adam, working full-time day jobs, and then 1 quarter-time person, and I was brought in at the very end of Too Many Bones development. We released Too Many Bones, and because we were such a small company, we didn't get a whole lot of chances to put the rule book through its paces the way that it probably should have. And meanwhile, we had one backer out on BGG who, Brighter Than the Sun was her username, her BGG handle, and she was out there answering every question known to man, and I think had figured out the logic of Too Many Bones rules better than any of us in the company maybe had even figured it out. And that was Shannon. So we just recently brought Shannon on as a full-time employee, And
The newest person here.
yeah, she's the noob. She's the noob. So we mock her endlessly. No, but she's here doing some human resources stuff for us, some rules answering questions in an official basis for us, some play testing for us, etc., etc. So she's also a strategist. Which is awkward because she works here and we kind of get games for working here. So like. She gets 2 copies of everything now, which is awesome.
Who doesn't want 2 copies?
Yeah. And then Melanie here is our graphic design and pre-press
Wizard.
So she has taken on a whole bunch of things to better able our files to be sent in the way that they should be. Instead of Josh Carlson doing everything in Photoshop
It's
files.
so much better now.
Yeah, exactly. So these are 2 people that are working a lot behind the scenes. Shannon's been in the comments. She's been answering private messages so that I can stay out in the comments and writing updates and that kind of thing. Melanie has helped us get a whole bunch of graphics and files and everything prepared so that we could be printing our prototypes and handling all that kind of stuff. These are 2 people that honestly this campaign could not have been what it was without them. So I hope you show them some love. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. But we wanted to give them an opportunity to say, hey, I think everybody.
Should I get John?
If you want, we'll get John out here as well. We've said this. I mean, we've said this a whole bunch of times, but this kind of stuff. There's so much going on behind the scenes that you guys don't see. John and Amanda. So, John, why don't you explain what you do? Do you do anything? Do you do anything?
I walk around on concrete a lot. No, I'm working the warehouse. I'm the warehouse manager. I do shipping. I do, inventory, and I basically help in any way that I can.
Yeah.
I try to do some work with demo prep, anything to do with like getting ready for conventions, that kind of stuff, making sure that we have our booth set up, rigged, and everything. That's me.
Yeah.
John cares a lot about how your package arrives. Like we've tried to instill that in because we care obviously a lot, but I've never met somebody who worked in a warehouse who cared so much about making sure the packages that we send out are just so. We try to pitch the chip theory experience as a big deal, and it is a big deal. And part of that is the amount of care that John puts into every one of our shipments that goes out. Sometimes it goes, because of that care, it goes a little bit slower than we like or than we like to anticipate. But John will not let a package out the door unless it is packed to perfection, and that's something that we love. And Amanda, what
do I do?
What do you do?
What do I do?
What would you say you do here?
I am
stylist to the gear locks.
I am stylist to the gear locks. That's officially on my business chip.
Yeah, but that's an actual thing. So the gear lock statues that we have that we bring to conventions, Stanza's hair got all out of whack in shipping, and Amanda got the hair back to looking like Stanza. So yeah, that's. But what else do you do here?
In addition to that, I also customer service and warehouse support. So if you submit a customer service ticket, it's a 50-50 shot that I'll be the one who'll be answering it. The other part of our customer service is Tink, and he is busy filling all of the components requests and replacements and things like that. So he's unable to join us today. And then when I'm not doing that, I'm also in the warehouse helping John.
Yeah. And Amanda, and actually Boomer, who is choosing not to be on camera today, they have a history of working at Valley Fair, which is an amusement park, and they have been a part of the Halloween extravaganza that happens at said theme park. So Amanda and Heather both know a whole lot about gore and makeup, and we're going to see if we can maybe incorporate that into one of our live streams at some point. They helped me get my arm chopped off in the Game to Pick a Game video. That's not true. But they did help us set up some of that stuff. And Amanda and Boomer / Heather have also both been instrumental in helping us make our live streams actually look good with lighting and some of those types of things with their theater backgrounds and that kind of thing too. So we just wanted to give everybody who works here an opportunity to be on camera and say, hey, again, there's other folks that are not here. Anthony works off-site. Anthony Letourneau, our artist. You've met him before. Tink is back in the warehouse filling component replacements and those types of things right now. We need everybody to make this place go, and so as we bring down the house on this campaign, we just wanted to say thank you from all of us. So I think we're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
And thank you so much for your support. Thank you for joining us on this live stream. I'll be aware of the comments up until the campaign closes tonight, and at that point we're all going to get a little bit of rest and relaxation probably throughout the weekend. So we love you guys. Thank you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.